What's today's special segment, sir?
Today's special segment is category league helpers. So decided to go with a segment where we're talking about guys that can help you in certain categories. I don't want them to be too obvious. So they're going to be players that are owned in 50% of leagues or fewer, or less, I should say. And that's sort of the format. So I'm going to give you certain players for certain stat categories that will help you. And what I'm trying to find is guys who won't kill you in other categories. So they're going to help you in this stat, but they're not too terrible in the other category. So I'm not recommending, for example, Matthias Michelli for assists because he destroys you in every other category. He doesn't shoot the puck. He's not physical. So we're looking for players that have at least a little bit of versatility and can give you a boost in specific categories.
All right, let's start with goals and shots, and that is Cam Atkinson.
Cam Atkinson, available in 80% of leagues right now. And this is the only player in the NHL who is in the top 30 in shots on goal and is less than 40% owned in Yahoo Fantasy. So that's someone I think you want to add to your team. He's got 8 goals, and he's always had a profile as a pretty reliable shooter. He just puts pucks on net. Obviously, the health is a risk, but he's free in 60% of leagues right now. So that risk is priced in when the player is free. So that's someone, at least in the short term, can help you in shots.
Yeah, like just looking at him this year, 14 points in 21 games. That's good for a guy who did not play a single game of hockey last year. And coming off of one of his better seasons the year before that. So I'm glad to see he's healthy because, again, it's been a rough little bit for him. Going out to San Jose, I have a hard time believing you really want to suggest a San Jose Sharks player, but Thomas Hertl.
Yeah, Thomas Hertl, someone who he's such a likable player. You kind of wish that he was in a better situation, but it's going to be hard to trade him in real life with that contract just beginning. But he's available in 65% of leagues. And it's interesting because early in his career, especially the 4-goal game, the legendary 4-goal game, but he was profiled more as a goal scorer. He's been a 30-goal man before, but right now he's becoming more of a distributor of the puck. Had 40 assists last year, and right now he's on pace for a career high 47 assists. That's someone, and the reason why I recommend him in this category, going back to the Michelli example, Hertl's still going to be decent in the goal category as well. He does a little bit of everything. He still shoots the puck a decent amount too. So he's an asset in the assist category right now, but he doesn't kill you anywhere else, other than maybe in plus minus on that Sharks team.
Yeah, if your league does that, and we do just purposely to penalize people, don't pick a San Jose Sharks player. I think that's a kind of a given. Power play points. Josh Norris, another guy who has dealt with a bunch of injuries the last couple of years, but when healthy, he makes the Ottawa Senators a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like the Senators, because they've barely played lately, are a little bit forgotten. Josh Norris available in 68% of leagues. And his stat line, he's only playing 13 games so far, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. So for casual drafters who are just sort of looking at season rank, his line doesn't really pop right now. Maybe that's why he's available in so many leagues. To me, he's a tremendous buy low. We saw what he could do when healthy. His combination of shots and goals and hits, very useful. He's centering the top power play unit. He's not Ottawa's first line center. That's Tim Stützle, but Stützle plays the point on the top power play unit, and Norris is still out there with a lot of talented players. So I think there are a lot more points coming, including power play points. And I made an offer for him last night. Like as I was making the notes, I'm like, ooh, I got to pause this and go make an offer. It was rejected, but I'm going to keep working on this GM because I think that Norris is a solid buy low.
Hopefully, they do not listen to this podcast episode. All right, hits. Tanner Jeannot, a guy who, last year was a big trade target there for the Tampa Bay Lightning from the Nashville Predators. It didn't work out, but he still brings value.
That's right. He was that tremendous success story as a rookie, right? Had the 24-goal season last year. Now he's sort of become a punchline because of the trade last year. 5 picks the Tampa Bay Lightning gave up, including a first, to get him. And he was nothing short of a flop after they acquired him. But they still re-signed him, and he's 80% available in fantasy, by the way. But he's sort of settling in. It seems like he's getting more comfortable. And he sits among the league leaders in hits with 68. That's not a big surprise. But compared to other goons, compared to, let's say, someone like a Ryan Reeves, Jeannot is still getting chances. He's still popping in the odd goal. He's got 1.57 shots per game. For a bruiser type who you're adding for hits, that's decent, right? That's better than a lot of the hit, like the Matt Martins of the world are able to give you, right? So I like Jeannot as someone who you can add for hits, but he's going to at least give you a little bit in the other categories.
All right. Blocks. Braden McNabb.
Braden McNabb, always a major asset in the blocks category. Also the hits category Usually, he's a little down with his hit total this year. I think he's going to improve that, so I'm not too worried. He's available in 48% of leagues. And of course, playing on the Vegas Golden Knights, he's a really nice asset if your league counts plus minus as well. So he just gets a lot of ice time. He's a key member of the top four. He's going to get tons of blocks out there in shutdown situations, penalty killing situations, all that kind of stuff. And it's nice that he plays on a good team because he's going to give you a little boost in another category as well. He's not going to get you tons of points, but I think he contributes to enough categories that he's one of the better kind of banger specialists. If you like to fill your decor with those types, he's one of the best.
So people in my fantasy hockey league, this is actually a pretty important guy to be picking up. Let's talk goalies. Connor Ingram at 74% available.
Yeah, so obviously he shares the crease with Karo Vejmelka, but it's sort of become a competition there. They're almost in an even split, and I think the competition is open enough that Ingram could eventually take the job away, and he has outplayed Vejmelka so far, which is interesting because Vejmelka does have a good reputation or a growing reputation as sort of a really solid goalie on a bad team, but he is being outplayed by Ingram right now. And if you look at every goalie who's played at least 10 games this year, Ingram is sixth in the league in saves per 60 minutes. So he's busy. So is Vejmelka, but both these goalies are busy when they play. So if you're in a format where you can make daily transactions and you can stream goalies, Ingram is someone who's going to get you plenty of saves, but because he's not playing too badly, he's not going to necessarily totally torpedo you in goals against average, save percentage. Because if you're going to go that route just for saves, well, okay, you go with Mackenzie Blackwood, but I don't think you want all the bad that comes with it. At least Arizona's a little bit more competitive this year. So this can be a volume guy, gets you plenty of saves, but he could still win the odd game too.
Yeah, Ingram's not a bad goalie. I know you look at the career stats, nothing special, but he was a World Junior goalie for Team Canada. He was one of the top goalies in the AHL, and then got sent down to the ECHL. There was a lot of behind the scenes drama there. Eventually gets the call to play for Nashville in that series against Colorado in 2022. The Avalanche won that series in 4 games, but Ingram gave them a fighting chance at least in that series. So he's not a bad goalie. He'd be someone where on a competitive team, I think he would really turn some heads. Like, I know he's probably not going back to Tampa Bay, but that would have been a good fit when Vasilevsky was gone there. So I am a believer in him there. And for the goals against and save percentage category, Varlamov.
Semyon Varlamov, available in 67% of leagues. The Islanders, they're perpetually very boring, but it doesn't mean they can't have anyone that yields fantasy value for you. And Varlamov is sort of the luxury backup of the NHL. He's as reliable as it gets. He's sort of like, he reminds me of what Yaroslav Halak was a few years ago. The guy who just comes in, puts great rate stats up every time he plays. This is his 5th season with the New York Islanders. He's never had a save percentage lower than 911 in any of those seasons. 930 save percentage this season, 916 for his career. So just in rate stats, pretty much when Varlamov plays, he's going to give you above average numbers there. Very nice to have in leagues where you can stream. If let's say the Islanders have a back-to-back, he's going to play. You can toss him in there, and he's possibly going to get you a shutout or just post you a nice high save percentage. So very reliable backup.